Hi guys, it's me, your girl Chris. This is episode 131. We're at 131 already. Anyway, hi guys. Look, finally. So remember how I told you guys like that my life is just scheduling is just like impossible, and that's why I've been like boring you guys to death with like these very solo episodes. Well, luckily, we have Autumn here, and she's going to break that monotony for a little while. Hello, my darling. How are you?
I'm in this thing. I am the friend
Yes.
with the shenanigans.
Yes. I always love when you come
Yes.
around. I know that there's not going to be a dull point in the show ever. Like that's just how we are. It's great.
Because you know I ain't got no
Um
sense. That's all. I got no
Also,
sense.
I want you guys to check out the shirts.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
to Jay. We all have one. I don't know what, like the spirit just moved me to wear this shirt today. So I'm here. There I am right there. Well, y'all can't see it, but
Y'all
I
have to
just
like really see our faces on this shirt. It's amazing. Like
it's
it
like
looks
that's
so good.
Tamra, like that's clearly Tamra, that's
Right.
clearly Audrey, like this clearly yo ass down here, like it's crazy.
Cheesy.
It's crazy. It's but I love this shirt. I just want to say on record, thank you, Jay. You are amazing, girl. We love you to death. You is our rich auntie for life,
Yes,
and we love
ma'am.
you.
Shout out to J Book, formerly known as J Book for show.
Right, yo, free J Book for sure.
Hashtag,
Like,
please. Like, come on, bro. Come on, really?
okay, so if for some strange reason y'all have no fucking clue what my shirt means or who this other person is, first of all, I don't know what to tell you, but I guess welcome because this has to be your first time here.
Has
Um,
to be.
if not, well, I guess for those people, please, Autumn, explain who you are, what we do, all that shit.
So I'm Autumn the Aries, and I am one part of that beautiful shirt. We are known as Podcast Happy Hour, the collective of solo Black podcast with women with podcasts. Let's say it that
Yes,
way.
yes.
And we do this every month, and it's funny, and I just need y'all to tune in. And if you have never watched us, I need you to go to YouTube and type in Podcast Happy Hour. We will show up, we will pop up. It's hilarious, it's so much fun, and even when we're not being funny, we really just have everything to fucking say. Like,
True shit, true shit. And you guys, if you aren't familiar, my link tree always has like a podcast happy hour button. If you guys click that, it's going to automatically take you to our YouTube playlist. Autumn diligently adds to that every month, and we appreciate her so that you guys can see them all together. Just go and look at our fucking growth. Like, I really need y'all to get into this. Like, the growth, like even just like to like knowing like what to be in our background. Like if you go back and watch an earlier one, you fucking see Jay's fucking background fucking transform into the studio that it is today. Like
yep, yep,
yours
yep,
too. Yours
yep.
too. Y'all see me like moving around the house because I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But like it's just like but
Even
like
on
just
some
to like see
even
our
on
growth.
earlier podcasts that we've like collectively recorded together that wasn't
Mm-hmm.
officially podcast happy hour, it just looks so different now. Like everything is just
It
so different. It's so
does.
cool to see.
It is, but please, whenever you guys have a moment after watching this or whatever, go and take a look at those. I usually try to have one pop up at the end of these videos, so I'll make sure that I do that.
Yeah,
But
I just learned
yeah,
how to do
amazing.
that too, girl. I just learned how to do
Boom,
that too.
boom.
Mhm.
You better learn how to use YouTube. Like,
Yes, gots to.
yes. Okay. So anyway, this is the part where I guess I guys check you guys into my life because I'm starting that now. Like I'm trying to like branch out and like to let you guys know who I am. Like if y'all can't figure it out, but nothing really is like happening. I feel like I'm just super excited about this shirt. I also got some so I also got some Cuervo fucking straws that are made out of fucking agave. Like it looks kind of like brown and weird, but like it's a straw.
Oh,
Okay, so because sustainability, right? So you don't want to use plastic because plastic takes way too fucking long to break down in the landfills. It's a fucking travesty. It's a mess. Also, you don't want paper ones. I don't care what anybody says. There's no paper strong enough to sit in a fucking glass for however long it takes you to drink the drink. It's disgusting, and you can taste the paper. So
Can you
these
please
motherfuckers,
defund paper straws?
like,
That's the
no more of
worst
that.
shit ever.
Metal ones, the little, I used to have some silicone ones that like folded up. Like those are fine, but then they're like on a hassle to like clean. The metal ones, I don't want to drink them. It's the metallic for me. So I don't want that. But like Jose Cuervo has these, I'm obviously drinking it with a pineapple margarita, but so like after they do whatever the fuck they need to do from the agave to like make the tequila, they like dry it and make it into, it's literally a straw. Look, it's literally a straw.
That's
like
lit.
literally just made out of agave. So like they are finding ways to like use their trash to make things. And this is fucking amazing. I got a whole box of them. And they were free, and this is just so amazing. Like they're so great.
Free, girl. That's the best
Bitch,
part.
$3.99, like literally.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Best
like
part.
they're so great. So I don't know like if you guys can like Google them, but like Google them and see if they're like still giving them out. Like listen nigga, these are so like
Nigga,
again,
I'm out
and
have
you
to
look
get
at
some.
it, you can look at it and you can tell like there's nothing like in it or anything, like, but you can tell like it's made from something natural as fuck. They're like super sturdy. I've actually hot rinsed one out and reused it, and it's like it's literally this is a straw. Like this is a straw.
That's what's
It's
up.
amazing. It's amazing. So that's like really the most exciting thing that's happened this week.
I mean, you excited as hell about that. You really excited about that t-shirt. Like you are hella excited about that.
Like, I mean, like, and I have a shirt with my face on it, but like this fucking shirt has my face on it.
It's so cute. It is so freaking cute.
Oh, so great. Oh, and they have like our names on the back with the one, because our shit is like 1 year, like years old.
1 years old. You're right. We're 1 years old with the S.
1 years old. Okay, so like this shit is everything, and it's like a super hot pink. Like
It's just so cute. It's so
I
cute. I cannot wait for us to like
wear
get together
this.
and take pictures in it. Like
I
you're
literally
really
want to
not
wear
gonna be
this
able to
shirt
tell me
for the
shit.
rest
Like
of my life. For the rest of my life,
seriously.
I want to wear this shirt for the rest of my life.
Like, don't talk to me if you see me, just like don't talk to me for like the first 5 minutes if I have this shirt on, and then talk to me.
And then on the 6th minute, ask me for my autograph, because this is my face on a fucking shirt. Okay, so Autumn, tell me something the best thing that's happened to you this week.
Ooh, child, it's been a crazy week. Let's see. The best thing that has happened to me this week. Probably. Oh, the best thing that has happened this week, which is actually happening right this moment, is my Ohio State Buckeyes are playing. So college football is back. Thank God. I'm a NFL fan as well, but I'm more of a college football fan. I just think college football just takes it up a notch because they hungry. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get somewhere. So they gonna hit a little bit harder. They gonna run a little bit faster. They gonna do what the hell they need to do. I love seeing these young men out here doing whatever it is they gonna do. I can never really like follow all the players. Earlier we were talking about like memory and shit. My memory is like trash, so I can never like remember like all of the players and shit like that, but I do tend to follow them as they go to the NFL and things of that nature. So I'm happy about that.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that they're playing this week. So, okay. So that's basically how we'll catch up, and let's get into the shenanigans.
Let's do it.
So I don't start with, I guess I've been here long enough where I can consider when things happen in Vegas, I can consider this hometown news, I guess now.
How long you been there?
Let's do it. Basically half my life, since junior year of high school, and I'm 35. So
okay. All right.
Like I think I can consider this hometown news. So
okay, that works.
We'll do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, or at least the town I'm in right now, right? Like, okay, so here we are. So everybody thinks they know what's like the resolution for COVID, right? Whether it be they think that you shouldn't take the shot, you should take the shot, they think you should drink some or take some shit that helps deworm horses. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever the case may be, whatever. I couldn't believe that story. I don't want to necessarily talk about it, but I just couldn't believe that Joe
You
Rogan.
might as
Like,
well
what's
drink.
happening,
You
bro?
might as well drink some Freon. Like I don't.
Okay, so kind of speaking of, I guess, on the lines of things that I don't know that you should be ingesting, a Las Vegas man has been arrested after he has reportedly been selling um, this cure, a COVID cure that's supposed to cure COVID, cancer, and autism.
All of them.
All of that.
So he's
It's a
like a
miracle cure.
scientist. Is he like a?
You would think that he would be a scientist, except he's not. He's a 53-year-old man named Elias Ben. He was actually running a chemical lab outside of his apartment. So
Wow.
he's a scientist. Does it? Um,
No, I mean, I guess maybe I mean, maybe he's a self-proclaimed scientist.
hmm. Okay. So okay. All right. So an anonymous and basically what he's doing is he's manufacturing and selling a bleach product. It's called chlorine dioxide. It's usually used for like pool cleaning, but he's actually making this himself in his apartment and selling it.
Okay, wait. He's making the
Chlorine
actual
dioxide.
that you can buy because you said it cleans pool, right? This is what I be talking about when I be talking about people just want to get scammed. Because why? Somebody please explain to me why this man has decided to become a scientist overnight, and he was like, boom, I'm about to set this lab up, I'm about to mix this shit up and get this shit that you can go to the store and buy to clean your pool, and I'm gonna sell it because it cures everything.
Yes. Well, maybe he wasn't telling people that it was just that. Maybe he like was like, and then I put a little razzle dazzle in it for the autism, and you know what I'm saying, and then like a little like I don't know, but so okay,
Not
so
a little sprinkle,
um
not a little sprinkle.
I mean, because I just something tells me, Autumn, like the same thing that cures COVID probably don't have shit to do with autistic people, like, or it can't help them in any way. Like, I don't think that a person who has autism is going to get a COVID vaccine and now they don't have autism. Like, there's nothing about these two things that make me feel like they're related. Remember that fucking Sesame Street thing? One of these things doesn't belong here. Like,
Correct. Hmm.
so
I
he
mean, because
treats.
even at a high level, like even at a
Mhm.
high level overview, and you're not like a doctor or like a scientist or anything, pharmacist or anything, I think you kind of know that like I don't I don't think autism is a virus, and I don't think
Mhm.
cancer is either. Is it? I mean,
I
are
don't.
there
I
forms?
don't think so.
Okay, I don't think so either. I mean, it
I
it could very
mean,
well be, but I don't. There's no correlation there for me. None.
I don't think so. So listen, this comes from like one of those like super early misconceptions about how COVID works and how you can get rid of it. And people were like, "Oh, do this, do that." So I think that chlorine dioxide, I think it comes in like tablets, like as the pool cleaner or whatever. So I don't know if maybe people were like, well, people tried that already and that didn't work. So maybe I'll just trust this guy that's making it in his upstairs apartment. But he admitted to treating 2 to 3 patients in California. Um, and apparently he's been like on Facebook and shit, like offering this service. Um, the problem with guys ingesting chlorine dioxide, that it can cause diarrhea, headaches, dehydration, and vomiting. All of the four things you probably like never really want to experience in your life if you don't have to, right? Um, so just to remind y'all, like, there is not a cure for COVID. Like, are we clear on that? Like, and specifically, it's not going to come. Not that, listen, it is important to say, don't think that I don't believe in you people. Don't think that I don't believe that there's somebody that is not a doctor yet that's going to cure cancer or something, or that somebody they're going to figure out what exactly is in our DNA strands to stop a certain like disease or something. It's not that I don't believe in you. I definitely believe in you and the ability to change the fucking. Don't believe in like is niggas just making up shit and trying to sell it to people and putting people's lives in danger. Like,
I mean, clearly
so
stuff that clearly says on the label, do not like
ingest.
if you accidentally, you might want to call 911. So why would you why would you do that? Girl.
But basically he's going to jail, obviously. When they arrested him, they found 5-gallon buckets like just filled with this liquid that he was making, just covered in like plastic wrap, nigga. And then he had
Not saran wrap.
just like with that, you know, why don't saran wrap ever stick enough? Like
It never does. Like, why do we use it? You have to use a whole bunch in order for it to like actually
you gotta like
right?
wrap it on top of each other like for it to stick. Like, remember those little things that people were using with the little that was like little shower caps for your fucking bowls and shit? That was not a terrible idea, guys. Okay, so anyway, yeah, he's clearly in jail. I don't know like what's happening with that. I don't have any information about that, but he's in jail like he fucking should be. So there's that. Let's move on.
Crazy.
Okay, so speaking of COVID shit, right? So a lot of things are changing as far as like travel. And while they are still or like enforcing, sorry, the mask thing, which they fucking totally should. I'm not here to y'all know how I feel about this. I'm not here to debate y'all on that. But there are at the end of the day, you can't force people to vaccinate. And so employers, knowing that information, are trying to get a hold of the things that they can control. That's the best way that I could describe it. Some people say it's infringing upon your rights and blah, 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 blah. But I feel like this is just the only way that a company can do their part to fucking try to minimize whatever the fuck is happening so we can get back to fucking normal, you guys. So Delta Airlines is now going to be raising insurance premiums for anybody that's unvaccinated that works for them by $200 a month to cover higher COVID costs. Basically, Delta is telling these niggas, hey, it costs us every time one of you guys get COVID, it costs us $50,000. And we can't afford that. So either get vaccinated or be prepared to pay this larger insurance premium. Now they're self-insured, I think, Delta. So like that they have like their own like insurance like shit or whatever that you can like buy into or whatever. So the people that already have like that top tier, they're not gonna. So whether they're vaccinated or unvaccinated, they can't really take any more money from them because they're already taking the maximum amount. This is for like these people that are getting like those lowest, like real basic plans. They're gonna be upping that shit up to $200 a month, if they want to keep having their insurance and staying unvaccinated and staying with that job.
And they have to get tested, right? Don't they have to like get tested
Yes.
once a week or some shit like that?
Yes, and that's going to be starting. Let's see. Hold on. I think the
September
12th of
12th.
September 12th. Yep. So in about 10 days, that's when they're going to just you're gonna whether or not you're vaccinated or not, you're gonna get tested every single day. And I'm assuming if you come up positive, it's gonna be like Monsters Inc. and they're gonna like fucking hella quarantine you and push you out the way. But like, I mean, like I said, people are like really like upset about these like employer like mandates, but I just think that everybody has a responsibility, right, to do their part, whether or not you believe in it, which is really weird if you like, because like there's a difference in believing that COVID is real and like not wanting to get vaccinated. Like these are well like spaced out spectrums here, but like so it's just about how everybody can do their part. And as a company, I can completely understand that how like when we're talking about even just cost within themselves, but also just doing what you can on a global scale to like minimize the things that are happening. Like everybody wants to go outside, everybody wants to travel again, everybody wants to be able to be free and do the things that we were doing before, but nobody's wanting to put the work in.
Right.
And I think that these mandates make sense.
It's just like, you know, I know a lot of people have brought it up. Like, you know, we've I don't know anybody that has not had a vaccine. You know what I'm saying? And again, do whatever you want to do. You know, I'm not like the, you know, vaccine police and, you know,
not at all.
I'm not none of that. And, you know, it does feel kind of like you know what I mean? Like it is kind of like an on the fence type of thing to just like mandate it, but they are covering their ass, right?
Exactly.
Just like the health, you know, the healthcare providers, the, you know, they're covering their own asses because they're losing money. And because we can't travel like we were traveling and we can't, you know what I mean? And y'all out of work. So there's a shortage. And then, you know what I'm saying? So now just everything is messed up. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is one pilot to come down with COVID. And now your flight is delayed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and nobody wants their flight delayed. It's just... Yeah, it's supposed to be them niggas, man. $200.
And the wording that they used was that this surcharge will be necessary to address the financial risk that the decision for you to not vaccinate is creating for our company.
I mean, it's you can't hate on it
because it's if you're unvaccinated and you get COVID, that's how much it costs for them. Or no, that's how much it costs if anybody gets COVID, vaccinated or unvaccinated. So they at least want, you know what I'm saying? Like for people that are making the decision to not take the extra precautions, like, and not saying that we all know that you can still catch COVID after you've gotten the shots. Like we all understand that. Just like you can catch the flu after you get a flu shot. Like,
right.
People be like, oh, like it's not real because you can still catch it. Like, yeah, you can still catch everything. Like
everything.
The shot is just to try to not let it take you out. Like,
and have you heard just real quick when talking about vaccines? Have you heard that from the extensive research that even though people feel like, you know, this happened very quickly, which you know it seems like it has, but it hasn't. They believe that they're very, very close to having a vaccine for HIV. And it's like, y'all gonna get that? Like, cause everybody y'all show be talking about raw dogging every other day. So
and so are those the niggas that's gonna be running to get it?
Or are they gonna have a fake card? They're gonna be buying the fake cards saying that they got it so that they can...
Not the Moderna. You saw that card?
I've seen a bunch of them. I've seen a bunch of them fake COVID cards.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
crazy.
wild.
It's like, what is happening? Okay, so now here's something that I thought that was interesting. Like I said, if you're vaccinated already with the company, like you don't have to worry about this. Like this is literally for the people that are making the decision not to.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Mm-hmm.
just what they're up against. So I'm wondering, like, do you feel like this is going? Because this makes me think of like how, like, for instance, our school district is mandating the vaccine
Oh wow,
for
are they?
all the employees. So
Mm.
not for the children, but
Mm-hmm.
they literally just like passed this, and I'm pretty sure it's moving forward. That they're going to mandate the vaccine for the teachers and the faculty and staff, and a lot of people are up in arms about this.
Mm-hmm. Of
So
course.
I'm wondering if they're having this like on the Delta level, right, where people are like possibly like quitting careers, like jobs that they've had for like 20, 30, 40 years. Like I
There's people.
don't.
There's people. In healthcare. There's like I remember seeing like a walkout of nurses or something like that for not because they don't want to get the vaccine. They're fine working. And I don't understand how they're fine because there's always been a shortage of nurses. Always, like as far back as I can remember.
Mm-hmm,
My mom is a nurse, and all the way back to when she became a nurse 20 something however many years ago, or 40
mm-hmm.
years ago, however, she, there's always been a shortage. So could you imagine now the shortage of nurses that's happening because of COVID, because they're catching COVID, you know what I'm saying? Because they're burnout, and they're literally like, we're not doing this anymore. Like I'm not doing this. And they're paying like huge stipends and incentives and stuff for these nurses. And then you have other people who are just like, I'm gonna walk away because I don't want to get this vaccine, and I
The shot.
work in healthcare. Like I want the best for everybody's health, but I'm not gonna do it. It just seems silly to me. I mean,
I
these
think.
companies are doing what they feel is necessary, and I think that
Mhm.
that's what we have to take into consideration.
They're doing what they think is necessary to get everybody back to normal.
Yep. And to get their money back up,
That's
to get their coins back up.
normalcy. Like people coming, like, yeah, I don't know. So there's a couple airlines, like Alaska Airlines. I want to say Southwest American as well, but that have not mandated them, but of course encouraging
Hmm.
to them to get the vaccine. But a lot, like specifically Alaska, told them that they were considering the requirement for the vaccine, but they would wait until at least one of them got full approval, and Pfizer got full approval. So
Hmm.
if you guys this is something that you guys are interested in, look towards that changing for Alaska, and even a lot of the other ones like Frontier, American, Southwest, JetBlue.
Hmm.
Start watching what's happening with them, because a lot of this was contingent upon whether or not they could get a full FDA approval. And now we have one,
Yep.
and things may change. All right.
Crazy.
Let's move on. Speaking of tests. So, all right. So here's I like to tell like fake stories. So you and your husband have two beautiful kids, right?
Hmm.
Your second kid, you kind of had a hard time conceiving. So you guys go to an IVF clinic, you pay all this money for these IVF treatments or whatever. You're taking the pills, you're getting the shit you're supposed to do so that you're able to, right?
Hmm.
It's finally your time to get this IVF. I don't know, like the process to like have the baby and inserted inside of you. You're ready to carry the baby. Everything's perfect. The baby is ready to go. Good, boom, pow. Okay. 9 months ago, you have the baby. The baby like 10 or something, like, or no, maybe the baby's still little. I can't remember. But the baby is here now. Y'all love it because it's y'all kid. Like, y'all hella pay hella money for it. Like, y'all love that kid, right? So, like, I don't know why I said that, but I feel like if one of like your kids was a regular kid, like, and another one was like a IVF baby, like, you definitely gotta love that IVF baby way more than that regular kid because you did so much to have him and spent so much money before they were even born, and there's way more money to spend. Okay, anyway, so y'all hella excited, and then for some reason, I'm going to assume these niggas smoked the joint. I don't know what happened with them, but they're like, hey, we had such a good, like, I don't know, TGI Friday dinner date. Like, let's stop at Walgreens and get a DNA test.
Like just spur the moment. Let's just go get a DNA test. You know they sell DNA tests at Walgreens now.
Like, yes. Like, not because you thought she was cheating on you. Just like, let's go get a DNA test. Okay. So they go and get a DNA test. Apparently, I think they got two of them. Because they made their first kid that they absolutely know probably wasn't, like, it was, I don't know. Anyway, they fucking test everybody, and the boys come up as half siblings. And then they find out that it says that the mother is the mom, Donna, and the husband, whose name is Vander Johnson, is not on the DNA results. He definitely swabbed with everybody else and sent that shit away. And they're like, "Sir, you're not related. You're not related to the second kid. The second kid is not yours, sir. The father is unknown." And now, oh, he is 12. He's 12 years old. So this is 12 years, nigga, into this nigga life. This is me right now going to Caleb's room and swabbing his mouth right now.
Right, like today.
To see if I'm his mama. Like,
this is just ridiculous.
So it turns out that the kid that was conceived at the IVF clinic, so somehow someone tripped and the wrong sperm got into the egg. And it is not this man who has been raising him for 12 years. How hilarious it would it be if this nigga would have just walked out?
Dog, like, I mean, because how I could not, oh my God. Like, could you imagine, like, going through all of this and you had a baby and they be like, you're not the mom for real? Like, you carried this little nigga, but it wasn't your egg. Like, this wasn't your egg that we used, ma'am. So, dog. Are they rich now? Like, are they hella rich? Because...
Well, that's the thing. They are suing the IVF clinic. Somehow they got this done in 2007, right? So they went and reached out to the guy whose sperm it was. I guess I don't know how they figured it out. And they reached out to him and was like, yo, like, what did they say? Like, yo, this is your kid? Or like, hey, like...
Well, first of all, they were in the lab and that's how they were finding out. Like, so they went into their records and they're like, okay, so during this span of time, we had 80 people. So I guess we need to probably send DNA tests to all of them. And so just imagine getting a DNA test in the mail because there's a possibility that
you got a kid.
Bro, like, come on, like, oh my, oh.
So the dad, the man who thinks he's the dad, calls the other donor and he's like, this is the weirdest like conversation I ever had in my life. But he's basically like, yo, like, you knocked my wife up. Like, he's like, but like IVF wise. So basically, they are both of the couples, so them and the donor, the IVF other person and his spouse, are taking legal action against the fertility clinic. And I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully they get a lot of money because that shit is crazy. Like,
Wow.
I
Like
don't.
like bro. Like that's just too
I don't
much.
know.
That's just too much.
It really is. It really is. All right. So speaking of babies, the
Mm,
everybody knows the fucking Nirvana cover of Nevermind.
right.
One of the best albums of the 90s. Fine. There's a naked ass baby on it, and he's reaching out, or it looks like he's reaching out for a dollar bill on a fish hook. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Y'all know the fucking cover. If for some reason you just like refuse to like acknowledge rock music back then, or punk music, or grunge music, um, you've probably seen it though. Okay. It's a little baby, whatever. He is 30 years old now, and he is suing Nirvana for child exploitation or child pornography. He says that his parents never signed a release authorizing the use of the album. The images exposed. I'm going to read what the legal papers say.
Please
The
do.
images, the images exposed Spencer's intimate body part and and
What
displayed
body
and
part? What body part?
the little baby dick.
No, where? I'm looking at the fucking cover. That's his foot. It's his foot back there, and nothing. You don't even see his belly button. Like what?
Apparently, on the original, I'm pretty sure it's on. I think his little baby dick is on the cover.
Nigga, let me find it.
But
That's
okay,
ridiculous.
so okay, it says and displayed Spencer's genitalias from the time he was an infant to the present day. Like, no, it didn't. It's one picture, right? I never looked at that album cover and was like, ew. Like, I just was like, okay, it's a naked ass baby. Like,
It's a baby, right? Right.
like, okay, so non-sexual, but it's important to know that non-sexualized photos of babies are not considered child pornography, like,
Right.
which is why they were able to put it as a cover. His lawyer though says this is the part that kills me though, right? So his lawyer said that sure, fine, it could be a regular picture, right, of a naked baby, but the fact that you included the dollar bill, which by the way was not in the original picture, they added that when making the album cover. It says that it makes it says it makes the minor seem like a sex worker. Bitch, do you see a prostitute on that?
But you want to know what's taking me out about this whole article? What's really taking me out is the picture of him that he recreated
But here's
as
the
a fucking
thing.
adult.
Here's the thing is he's done that a couple of times. I think at least 3 times to mark the anniversary of the album. So now I'm trying to figure out if you were cool with it and you were like super excited to like recreate this album cover. Mind you, his dick isn't out when he's older. But
Right.
like, why are you suing them now?
And also, okay. Why are you only suing for $150,000? What is that?
No. He's suing for at least $150,000 from each of the 15 defendants.
Oh, damn.
So he says that his
Man.
true identity and legal name are forever tied to the commercial sexual exploitation he experienced as a minor. Like, they didn't take you on tour, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Like, it was a picture that they like took. He says that he has suffered and will continue to suffer lifelong damages as a result of the artwork, including extreme and permanent emotional distress, as well as interference with his normal development and educational process, and medical and psychological treatment. But why are you redoing the cover though if it's like so traumatic and traumatizing to you?
Every time lit as
The
hell. Like,
10th,
oh,
the 20th, the 25th. The 10th anniversary, 20th, and the 25th, he did it. And on separate occasions, he said that he was cool with it. It's always been a positive thing and open doors for me. He said, he told an article, he said in an article 6 years ago. I'm 23 now and an artist. This story gave me an opportunity to work with people. He's so yeah. People know I'm the Nirvana Baby and they think that's really cool. But now he's like, I just woke up being part of this huge project. It's pretty difficult. Like, first of all, no one walks up to your grown ass like, hey, you're the Nirvana Baby. All little white babies look the same, bro. If you would have never recreated it, no one would have ever known that was you.
And you've recreated it, and I've seen your picture, and I'm still not gonna know who the fuck you are.
You could walk past me, and you could be pushed in a clear plastic thing with water. They could be dangling a dollar bill in front of you, and I'm gonna be like, that's weird.
I'm be like, what the fuck is they doing? Is he gonna drown in there? Like, what are they doing?
Is that David Blaine? Like, I'm not gonna like.
Oh, is this a magic trick?
Right. Let me get my phone out. Like, I wouldn't know who you are. Is the point that we're making here. I don't know. The thing with me is that his parents never said anything. So,
and I'm pretty sure that they probably got paid for it. I mean,
they had to at least.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much. I'm sure not 15 times 100 and fucking 20,000 or whatever the fuck. But like, whatever it happened, like, I don't know. But
I wonder how much. Really I wonder how much people get paid. Like, just normal everyday folks get paid to be like on a cover like that.
Or have their photo. Well, I mean, it depends. Like, if it's like probably a couple hundred to maybe a few thousand, but not nothing you can like live off of, like,
right?
Because they're paying for that and they can use it 1,000 times. Don't have to pay you again for it, like, right. So I don't know. So I think he's weird, and I like, nigga, just like, do you want to make an album? Like, what is it? Like, what do you want? Like, what do you need from us? Like,
clearly he down bad, and
like something's sitting around.
Right? He was sitting around and just had this idea, like, boom, about to sue their asses.
But like at 30, like, because if you're saying that it like stops you from like developing and stuff like that, like, this could have been a lawsuit when you were 18. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
none of it makes any sense. This is why it's called Shenanigans with Friends, because that's some pure shenanigans. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, just go sit the fuck down. That doesn't even make sense to me, and I hope you really don't get a dime.
I just same. And for me, it's like, look, the recreations and then the interviews that you've done stating that this has opened up doors and things like that. Like, that's not, you're not going to get all that shit. So.
Like, according to you, like, you've already profited off of it some way, somehow. If it's open doors, like, say are you saying doors to like employment? Because nigga, now you getting paid off of the fact that you were a damn baby on a damn cover. Ain't nobody asking you to come and do no speaking arrangements about it. Well, I don't remember much, but
he don't
I was
even
there.
Remember that.
That's my point. Like, are you what are you? I don't understand. Are people coming up to you like, "Ooh, I saw your dick"?
Right. Like, that's like, right. Like, you was on the school bus in 7th grade. It was like, hey, dick, like.
Oh, they had you out here.
Or like a woman being in the bar right now, like, and you meeting a bitch in the bar, and she's like, you still got that baby dick.
This nigga probably walking around with a damn t-shirt on with the damn cover on it. He probably doing shit like that. Like, come on, bro.
Absolutely. I 100% believe this.
Hated it.
Okay. So let's move on.
Girl.
Speaking of shit, I just can't.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not even ready for this one. I don't get it.
I feel like this year we've generally learned that like you can't just gorilla glue everything, right?
Because of course that's the exact thing you think of, right? Like,
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of. So okay, all right, Autumn. Look, you about to get hot and heavy with somebody. Okay, you've been waiting to get hot and heavy for a long time. It's time to get hot and heavy. You don't have a condom. What do you do?
first of all, I have a condom because this nigga probably ain't gonna have one on purpose. So
Right, or it's expired. Don't do this.
right. So first of all, I'm gonna. But in the event that I am unable to be the responsible adult here, I mean we gotta get some like I'm not gonna do this if that's what you're asking. We're not doing this.
I was wondering if there was anything in between this, between
No,
going to get some condoms or doing this.
I mean, like, I mean, you know, if you're in the heat of the moment, we've all been in the heat of the moment, and then go ahead and win raw dog. You know what I'm saying? But like to this extreme, I don't like. I'm not. First of all, I'm not gonna be sitting around and be like, "Ooh, we could use this." Like, oh, let's get some saran wrap. No, I'm not gonna be sitting there around thinking about inventions and trying to figure out, like, you know, what we could use. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. So a 25-year-old man in India, they're not sure, but they're pretty fucking sure that he died after using a high-powered epoxy resin to seal his dick up so that he could have sex so that she wouldn't get pregnant. It's not really much to the story, guys. He literally just poured epoxy resin on his dick, and he may have complicated a health condition that he has. It also is reported that they had taken some drugs. This is India, so it could have just been weed. Who knows? And they would have like blown that up. So they had taken some drugs and decided to have sex. They didn't have any protection, and then he applied the glue to his dick so that she wouldn't get pregnant.
And then
they
what
say
happened?
that they found him unconscious inside the hotel room. They took him to the hospital where he died. They're basically thinking that. Hold on, let me find it. They said that that it might have caused multiple organ failure. Nigga, how? I don't know.
That's crazy.
My thing is like, let's say the fucking glue on your dick didn't kill you, right? Let's say for whatever reason, the glue on the dick was the perfect resolution. When you come, where is it going? And isn't that going? Now, are you not worried about infections? Like, I'm thinking more so like
is your dick gonna explode? Like, is the vein? Is that?
Will it like break? Will you'll come so hard it'll just like break the glue off your fucking dick and now you're done? Like,
and then that's gonna hurt, like, bro.
How do you know the glue didn't get in your dick hole? Like,
nobody thought this through.
How long do you have to wait for it to dry before it's time to have sex? Like, have so many.
What did it do to her coochie?
Like the fact that she was sitting there watching this happen, like you were confident at that working and you were gonna let it just be inside of you,
like what if he would have got stuck?
Like a dog.
Like I've heard of a story where where a man has gotten stuck inside of a woman, and I it's the embarrassment for me. Like,
it really is, because like, do y'all have to go on the gurney together to the hospital? Like, I don't know how to separate y'all.
Like, they're probably gonna have to do whatever they gotta do, like right there. Like, and so you're laying in the bed, boom, you're stuck, boom, because you glued yourself together, and so now you call 911. And let's just say that let me see, when did this recently happened, right? Yeah. So let's just say we're here, in the United States, and you call 911, and there's places right now that like 911 is not getting to you for like 45 minutes because of COVID. So now you're just stuck there for 45 minutes. And so like you have to be hurting. I don't want to know like what it smells like in
I'm
there.
pretty sure he passed out from the pain.
Had to.
Whatever.
Had to. Like I just and so the ambulance come and they have to knock the door down because you know what I'm saying, it's you know you're the door is locked because y'all was fucking. And what's happening? Are you both just laying there? That's what I would have thought about. Like, are we gonna be stuck together? Like, oh my God. None of this, nothing makes sense. Nothing
And
makes sense.
guys, really, that's the whole story. I literally don't have any more information. I just know that that's what he did and that he died, and that's it. That's fucking crazy.
That's
So,
wild.
speaking speaking of crazy medical things, there's this like TikTok is like the breeding ground for like niggas just doing things that they shouldn't necessarily be doing. Um, Removing your own IUD is now a TikTok and YouTube thing. There are a lot of do-it-yourself guys came. Um, and at first I was like, "Yo, you niggas are just doing anything, right? Like it literally makes no sense." Until I realized that that it could cost anywhere to $50 to $1,000 to have them removed. Now they'll insert it for free, but it costs to remove it. That's crazy for me. Also, I don't really trust IUDs because it just seems like a good session will just really knock that out. So I don't
I've
really
heard
trust those
of
anyway.
people's IUDs coming out like by
I've heard of
themselves. So
babies holding it coming out.
hmm.
So yeah, I don't know.
But even still, I like this. This causes so much concern because it's like I don't know why, because you know, like these social media platforms are heavily monitored. Like they literally pay people to monitor these things, and I don't understand why they are not like taking them down as quickly as they're going up because this is just ridiculous.
I,
Why is that okay?
it shouldn't. But again, so people don't want to pay these fees. If your insurance doesn't cover it, of course. And apparently, there are even some doctors that are denying requests to remove them earlier than anticipated. Um, Even though these women are saying that they're experiencing certain issues with the IUD. Um, I have had, I've taken the pill. I've gotten the depot shots, and then I have the little thing in my arm. Those are the three types of birth control the only three that I've ever had, and I have not none. It doesn't affect me like it affects other people. Like I've never any of my weight gain was never because of that. Any of the other things that I go through it's never been because of that. Like, you know what I mean? And so when I hear these stories, I'm just like, damn, like that's just really crazy that like these things affect other people in this way. And so I feel some type of like sympathy, like that like because birth control is like the best shit ever, y'all. Like it
It
truly
really
is.
is. It really
Like
is.
it's literally the best thing since sliced bread. Best invention. So it's sad to me when like people like have the access to it, but then it doesn't work out for them, or it causes so much like other issues in their life. Like that sucks. I'm sorry that happens to y'all.
And one good thing about it though is that it's progressed so much. You know what I mean? Like over the years, like even far back as when I was taking birth control, like there's so many different types of pills. there's just different variations of them. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I think, is there a patch? Is there still a patch? I feel like there was a
I
patch at
think
one
there's
point in time.
there's still a patch. I
Yes,
think.
and I've had Depo, and again, like I had some issues, but there were other issues going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying. But birth control, like it, for some people, it helps for more than just birth control too. Like it helps
Mm-hmm.
to regulate your cycle, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But some people, like, all their hair fell out, or you
Yeah.
know what I mean, like they gained a bunch of weight. There was one at one point in time where I gained a whole bunch of weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So these girls, I guess, are going to these doctors basically saying that they're having these symptoms, and these doctors are not really responding in the way that they want to. They would like them to, I guess. And so, or not, I guess, in some cases, not even believing that they're experiencing these symptoms. And so these
Hmm.
girls feel like they don't have a choice but to undo it themselves. Now there is a group, or I don't know, like I would say a smaller amount of gynecologists that do encourage self removal if they can't afford it, but they, when they're inserting it, they leave the strings longer so that it's for easier removal.
Hmm.
Most of the time these strings are crazy short so that they're not visible, and that they're to minimize the possibility of them coming out, right? um but yeah, so people are on YouTube showing people how to do it. They're
It's
on
dangerous.
TikTok showing people how to do it.
I don't even know why anybody would be comfortable um doing something like that. You know what I mean? Like, how are you comfortable? I just, I don't, that's not safe, man.
I don't know. The nigga got
Not
to
to
take this
me.
out of my arm, like, so, like, I don't know, like,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
but yeah, I don't, I don't know. But I don't know, like, I guess, cause like, so like the IUDs and like the thing in your arm and shit, those are for like longer terms of not wanting to get pregnant. So some of these
Mm-hmm.
girls are getting on these IUDs and then like meet a dude in a year and they're like, oh, okay, let's have a baby. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
so they're ready to
Mm-hmm.
pull it out, and the doctors are like, well, we're not really trying to do that. So I don't
Right.
know. I'm not saying that these girls don't experience these side effects. It sucks that you do, but I don't know. IUD
It's
is just never, it was just never on the table for me. It just didn't seem like it was gonna do what it needed to do. Like,
I don't feel like, when I was on birth control, I don't even think it was like a popular option at that point. Like
yeah.
it was literally the pills or Depo. Like there was a couple of
Mhm.
different versions of the pill and Depo.
Mhm.
I don't, and the arm thingy, that, the little thing you put in your arm. But
Yeah.
yeah, mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know, but if y'all want to see it, like people are literally doing it. Like you don't see their vaginas or anything, but like
Right.
they're literally doing it on TikTok. So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird, but just be careful. And I mean, my thing is just like you're not even in a sterile environment, so let's start there. But whatever.
Let's start there.
All
Right.
right, let's move on. Speaking of, I don't even know how I. Damn, I can't remember how I segued this. I don't know. All right, guys.
Uh,
So there is a school in Washington. So I sent you a fact check article. Because when it first came out, people were like, "Yo, it's a school in Washington. They're making niggas wear fucking ankle monitors, right? Like
mm-hmm.
they were fucking prison escapees or some shit, and or fucking parolees or whatever." And that's not really the case. I still don't really understand it. I've pulled up the school's website on like the FAQs regarding this. I still don't really understand how it's supposed to work. But basically, there's a school that put proximity monitors. That's what they're called. So they're not ankle bracelets or ankle monitors.
Mm-hmm.
For they made the high contact and moderate contact indoor contact sports athletes and coaches wear them, regardless of their vaccination status. Apparently, what they were supposed to do, hold on, uh, they're supposed to immediately determine who might have been exposed to COVID-19. So let's say Autumn's on a soccer team and Autumn gets COVID-19. The monitors are supposed to be able to immediately figure out who be kicking in with Autumn and quarantine us immediately, right?
Kind of
So
like
that you
that iPhone thing where, or those apps or whatever it is that you can tell who's in the area or whatever.
so I have a question about those apps. Are they going off of like
I have
record of like tests? Like
I
how do
have
they
no
know?
idea. I have no idea.
How do we know they're not just scaring people?
I have no idea how they would know that.
So anybody whose proximity monitors don't determine that they've been around Autumn, they would be able to continue to participate in the sport. So when, like I said, when this story went out on the internet, they were like, they're tracking them. They want to make sure, they want to know where they're going, and it's only for unvaccinated people. But that's not really the case. They're just trying, again, another organization trying to do what they can to minimize the COVID exposure and spreading.
Right, and
There was
they're
also
not singling out, anyone. Like
exactly.
this is their solution.
Exactly. There was also a parent consent form that went out. And I guess all of this started because a girl who is new to the school, somebody was like, oh, you're going to have to get an ankle monitor or whatever. And then that kind of blew up into the story that we have now. And I don't even know that she would have qualified to even need it because, again, these are just for like high contact, like sports. So these are like just for them. So
that's crazy though. I guess it's again it's another organization trying to cover their ass, and especially with these children being minors, like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can't force anything upon them. So this is their way of trying to keep track of it,
Exactly. And they, like I said, they definitely sent the letter out. Let me see if I can get it a little bit bigger. It just says that, oh, actually, I forgot to tell you, they've actually stopped doing it now because of the misinformation that was on the internet, and they just don't want that to be, their school perceived away. But they, prior to doing it, and nobody who was fitted for one didn't already have parent consent. So that's important to know. It's just crazy how fucking stories just like get out of fucking hand online.
Girl, it's like that. Remember that game we used to play called telephone?
By the
And you
time it
go
gets to
around the
who's supposed to
room.
hear it, it ain't nothing like it was. Like that shit was crazy. Like niggas was really doing a social experiment on us, but like that shit was very like, and it's like how many of you niggas can't hear? Like what is like why can't we get the fucking information down the line? That shit is so crazy.
I mean, it could have, like, if you think back to it, it could have a bunch of different factors, I guess, to it, like how they sound, if they were loud enough, because remember, you can only say it once,
only one time, right?
So then so they say it that your brain process it however the hell your brain process that is how the hell you.
And by the time it gets to you, it's some fucking nonsense. Like what?
It's some bullshit. Like, nigga, that is not what I said. That is so not what I said. And that's exactly what happens on the internet. Like,
that's exactly what happens.
It's just people think, they say what they think they heard. Look, I be on my show all the time, like, I might lie to y'all. I'm just trying to tell the story. Like, what show was that? I always say it with Tim the Tool Man Taylor, and how he would go and talk to Wilson or whoever the hell.
Home Improvement.
Right, Home Improvement, and he'd go back and try to tell the story, and the story be so fucked up.
So
like
wrong,
that's not what he said.
But speaking of shit that's so wrong, let's get to probably, for me, the most interesting story of the week.
Girl, this has been my shit. I just cannot. Chris, can I just talk about it
Yes,
real quick?
absolutely. Please go for it.
It's I'm gonna start out in the form of a question because I just
Sure.
this is just so fucking unbelievable to me. Okay.
Yes.
Can somebody please, first of all, I'm from Ohio. Let me start there. I'm from Ohio.
Right, right.
Um Ohio is
I just want you
like,
to know this story specifically is why I was like, yo, you want to record with me
listen,
today?
Ohio is so football heavy. And I'm talking high school, college, and the two NFL teams there, right? It's so football heavy. How? Please tell me how a a team has made it all the way to the biggest sports platform that you can make it to in a fucking like tournament or some shit. A And it's not even a real team. It's not. They said it's a high school team. There's no high school. Like there's. I'm talking about this, and I'm trying like because I've tweeted about it, but I haven't like verbally talked about it. And I'm just. It's like I'm trying to make it make sense. How did a school, guys? There was some sort of tournament and
It was just like a
football.
high school like showcase game.
Right. Some kind of, but they went up against like the top high
Oh,
school in the
yes.
nation or some shit, right?
Yes. IMG.
Right. And that's another part that it's not making sense to me. Like, guys, there's no address for this school.
Well, there is.
Is there now?
There's two addresses, technically. And one of them is going to it's a duplex in
You know,
Duncan. It's a
I
it's
don't
a
want to do this.
duplex.
I don't
I
want to
can
do
show
this.
you want to see the picture?
I don't want to do that. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at
Okay.
it. Oh, nigga. What?
The
I
wait,
know you
the
fucking
first
lying.
it's two addresses. So the one of them is a duplex and the other one is the library of Franklin University. Guys, we're talking about Bishop Sycamore. Um, Never heard of it? Me neither.
And me neither. And you know who else has never heard of it? Fucking
The-
ESPN. Like, dear ESPN, how in the fuck? Who? Nobody decided to check. Nobody. I mean, how did they even get in? There's just so many questions here. There's so many.
they they said that they relied on a third party company to make the matchup.
Okay, and you say that to say what? So you mean and apparently, you know what I'm saying? Like this third party people that they do, they're the ones that do this, for ESPN on certain occasions. The third party school, y'all didn't the third party whatever the fuck janky niggas, because clearly y'all janky.
Janky promoters.
Y'all didn't check this out. I don't understand. Like, did y'all like there like no like history? Like there was no like what were the stats? Did y'all have stats? Because when you call a football game, okay, even at the high school level, when you call a football game, you have stats. You have, this player was the, he's the this and he had this many rushing yards last year and he had this. And then on top of all that, I'm sorry I'm skipping around because this shit is
No,
stupid.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
On top of all of that, how these niggas was grown niggas. These niggas were not. These niggas were not even of high school age. They all came from they all played at JUCO colleges and shit. Which again, there's absolutely nothing
Nothing
wrong with
wrong with
that.
JUCOs.
They played at JUCO colleges, and then and he's okay. Here's what I want to know. I'm sorry. Here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Did they just did dude, what's his name? What's coach name?
The coach, Roy Johnson.
So Roy was just sitting there one day. I'm trying to figure out how this, you know what I'm saying? What was the thought process? We gonna start. I'm I felt like them niggas was they had probably a flag football, squad or some shit that they used to, get together on a Saturday and, then go out and have a beer afterwards. So were they at the bar, you know what we should do?
We about to play high school football.
And on top of all of that, and I'm gonna let you get into whatever facts you might have in this article.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all got blew the fuck out?
Blown out.
I mean, it was literally it was literally an egg. You had an egg. You had an egg.
Flawless victory.
These high school kids literally ran y'all asses. Now the game that they played before that, and that was another thing. Mm-hmm. They played 2 games. Y'all know you don't do that in football. They played 2 games that weekend. The first one, they didn't lose by much. It was maybe a touchdown or some shit. But the second one, them niggas got. How embarrassed are you?
Well, I just think that Roy Johnson has high hopes and big dreams. And if you guys are how the fuck did this happen? So Autumn basically told y'all fucking everything you need to know. It's a high school, and they got on ESPN with no accreditations, no school history, and lost 58-0 to actual high school kids. I think that the best way to explain this to somebody who doesn't really understand what's happening is to kind of give you a breakdown of how we got here, right? Because hopefully I'll try to answer your question, Autumn. I don't know if I'll do a good job, but we'll figure out how we got on ESPN. So we're gonna go back a couple years, 2018. Roy Johnson started an online charter school called Christians of Faith Academy. If you Google Christians of Faith Academy, you're going to find some very similar Bishop Sycamore things that I don't think that people realize. But okay, so that's how it started. Basically, the same goals that Bishop Sycamore have, that's what Christians of Faith Academy had. Just basically being able to help at-risk youth, right? Mm-hmm. After there was some scrutiny by state officials, they couldn't determine if niggas was taking school, if school was happening,
right? If there was an actual school going on, right. Are they taking classes? What are they doing? Or
what are we what is your curriculum? They didn't have any of that, so they ended up revoking the Christians of Faith Academy's school license, right? Roy Johnson was also investigated for fraud because he was charging people and they didn't have no classes, right? Okay, so let's jump to 2019. something called Youth Build Centurions just popped up in Columbus, Ohio, but it was just a rebranding of Christians of Faith Academy. Another online charter school with the football team. Again, this Youth Build Centurions would be rebranded again to become who we're talking about today, Bishop Sycamore. This is 2019. They went 5-6 in their first season, but the schedule only included one Ohio school. So all the other schools weren't even that they were playing against to get this record weren't even in the Ohio State Athletic Association. So I don't really know how you consider that part of your record. Like
I
that's
mean,
that's like the Bulls like playing like just the Pistons and then playing like the fucking the fucking Ukrainian like basketball team for the rest of the
yeah,
season. Like
yeah, and I mean, and I guess it would still count because it's a game played, but as a like an athletic director or whatever,
that don't count.
I would wonder. I mean, I would just be wondering, like, what? Who are these people? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everybody is to blame. Like, yeah. So y'all, they just reached out. Clearly, Bishop Sycamore has reached out to these schools to play, and they were probably like, they probably categorized them as scrimmages. They
Right.
weren't real games. They
Right.
categorized, so they're like, hey, ain't no telling what they have told these coaches and stuff, and y'all dumbasses let these grown ass men play against these kids, and y'all ain't did no fact checking, no nothing. Come on, man. I'm so worked up about this, guys. I just don't. It just doesn't make any sense.
So not only were they not playing schools in the Ohio State Athletic Association, they were not part of the Ohio State Athletic Association. Let's move on to September 23rd, 2019. They're still the Youth Build Centurions at this point. And they have a game canceled in West Virginia after the people at that other school was like, these niggas is grown.
And y'all and here's how you really know. I'm sorry, I gotta keep interrupting. Here's how you really know that y'all are that this athletic this club is some scamming dumbass shit. Y'all took y'all black asses to West Virginia to play football
and thought that they wasn't gonna look a little hard and what the fuck y'all got going.
West Virginia, y'all dog. All right,
so
next.
September 4th, September 4th, 2020. This is now, they're considered Bishop Sycamore at this point. They play their first recorded football game and they lose 35-0 again to a non-conference opponent. Before that game, the athletic director, Dave Brown, did an interview with somebody. And
he was so high. He was probably hype as hell about that interview too.
I'm about to read this directly from what I read this from because it's I don't know how else to. Okay. During this interview, he curiously notes that he doesn't want players or coaches to look up information about the team online. And then these are the quotes. This is the quote. I try to encourage our athletes and our coaching staff to just stay off the internet. Why?
But y'all go to school online. You're an online academy and but you're not, but please don't be on the internet.
Stay off the internet.
It's not the right place for you.
October 16th, 2020.
Because these niggas is somewhere working at Amazon during the day. That's why. That's what.
So, October 16th, 2020. Bishop Sycamore plays the same team that they played on ESPN, IMG Academy. For the first time at the end of their season, they lost 56-6. They finished the season 0-6. Their closest game was a 37-14 loss. And then, like I said, a year later, they'll meet IMG again. April of this year, 2021, they like some shit happens where they like create a website or something, which has been shut down already. It's closed for maintenance, quote unquote. But on the website, it doesn't have any mention of any educational goals or support for any students. It only has information about it's a bunch of blog posts basically.
It's a football blog
detailing private workouts for college teams and how schools recommend players create highlight reels, basically.
So
That's
it ain't
all.
no student teacher login. It ain't no Blackboard login.
It's not our mission.
There's
Like
no COVID updates. There's nothing. There's nothing.
nothing. August 19th of this year, Bishop Sycamore opens their new season with a 38-0 loss to Archbishop Hoban. August 27th, they play a team in Pennsylvania, losing 19-7.
Start at August 29th. And also I think I can play the audio if you want me to, and so we can hear what the
Yes.
ESPN person said.
Perfect. Okay, so guys, so on August 29th, Bishop Sycamore meets with IMG Academy again. Again, these are you. I don't know why, but this is just usually the best fucking group of high school kids ever, always, forever. And they all end up at the school. So they're on ESPN and they lose 58-0. They lose fucking terribly. And the commentators are so concerned, not with the fact that it's a terrible game to watch on ESPN, but more so they're concerned because they think that these fucking IMG kids are going to murder these people. Like, because they're bigger than them, like in all types of shit, but these are grown ass adults. Go ahead and see if you can play it.
Hold on, I'm trying to. Let me see if it'll do it on here. Tell me if you can hear it. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you hear that?
No.
No? Mm-mm. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cue it up. Go ahead and keep on talking. I'm gonna do it on my
So, but basically, guys, they're getting their fucking asses handed to them. And everybody's like, yo, how did a team like this that's doing so poorly against like this other team, how did they get a slot on ESPN? I'm sure there's other high schools that were looking like, what the fuck? Like, how are we not on TV? And these motherfuckers are on TV. Like, I know that there were some high schools people that were very fucking upset with that. Okay.
There's people that have been trying, like, I play football for the National Women's Football Association, and they're still for real haven't really been on ESPN. They had the one like kind of, I don't want to call them a powder puff league. That's not what it was.
The
but
LFL?
they were like half naked women.
The LFL. My friend was in the LFL.
Yeah, they actually hid and everything, but you know, there's other like full contact leagues that they wouldn't dare put on ESPN. Hold on, let me see if I can play it now.
Okay.
Let's see. Can you hear it?
They had a number of division.
Just listen to this, y'all.
On their roster. To be frank, a lot of that we could not verify. And they did not show up in our database. They did not show up in the databases of other recruiting services. So it's okay. If that's what you're telling us, fine. That's how we take it in. From what we've seen so far, this is not a fair fight. And there's got to be a point now, Ludes, where you do worry about health and safety.
I already am worried about it. I think it's this could potentially be dangerous given the circumstances and the mismatch that we have here. And quite honestly, Bishop Sycamore doesn't have not only the frontline players, but they don't have the depth in case something were to happen to their roster with maybe a kid or two here throughout the remaining 2.5 quarters of this football.
They were playing both sides of the ball.
Bishop Sycamore told us they
my thing is, and my thing too is, here's probably my biggest thing. I think this is the biggest thing, especially now after like hearing the ESPN. I'm watching a video, and the coaches are on the sideline, like they're in disbelief themselves. Y'all literally got up here and embarrassed our asses in front of these white folks. That's what y'all are fucking embarrassing. Y'all are fucking embarrassing. Yeah, and then it had the nerve to not even like come close to winning. I just want to know the thought process. Nope. I just want to know. I just like this. Were you just trying to get your 15 minutes of fame? You couldn't have thought that this was going to be something that was ongoing, and you couldn't have thought that this was going to be something that would continue to. I don't know what they thought. What were they thinking? Was it initially like just them trying to get some money? Like, I don't.
Maybe they were just like, yo, we're about to go on ESPN. We about to fucking football like we never fucking football before. And niggas, we're going to be a real credited high school after this. Like, they're going to have to pay attention to us. They're going to have to
What was going
give us
on in the
what we-
locker room? What was going on in the locker room prior to this game?
Hey,
You about to
guys.
fuck these niggas up.
Hey guys, I know we never really win, but like this is the one.
Like, this is our time. We're on ES. We're about to be on ESPN. This is our time. Let's go up. So they probably hyped them up and got and they all like nervous as hell in the first place. But I can't get over it's a lot of parts of this story that I can't get over, but I really can't get over the fact that these niggas was grown. So
like
grown.
over 18, y'all, like not high school students at all. Like
and the school building. Like I really need y'all to look at the school building. Like
I'll probably make it my picture for the new episode thing.
Please do. It's literally somebody's home. And one of the other funny parts of this story was because I was moving on to August 31st.
Oh yeah, so that's fine. So after the fucking game goes so terribly bad, niggas is like, hold on. The announcers, like Autumn said earlier, the announcers be having all of that information in front of them. So that's like these fucking announcers. I'm not saying that they don't love the sport that they announce for, but they don't just be knowing these stats off the top of their head. It literally be in front of them for them to fucking like just add to conversation.
Right. Like they technically, they're supposed to like look at the stuff before the game so that they they're kind of familiar because they call so many different games with so many different people on so many different levels. So they have to, do a little bit of studying to see what they are. And like they said, we ain't found none of these fools. I couldn't find none of these people's names.
We haven't found anything. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about what happens on the 31st.
So all I want to talk about is the part that I just want to talk about the fact that they had a GoFundMe out there for $20,000 and they got $140. And that's all the rest that I want to talk about this about, because I just really like.
But like, how am I supposed to help fundraise and some shit? I don't know what it is.
Like
that's what I'm trying to understand.
So yeah, so he said it. So the athletic director basically said he's not running a scam. He told USA Today Sports, I'm not gaining anything financially from doing this, which again brings the question: what
is happening?
What's the point? Like, so why did you do this? Like, are you guys living out this are you like living out this football dream of coaching and like, did you, I just don't know what the path was, right? Like, I don't know if you were trying to get to some sort of championship. You see what I'm saying? Because people play football or any sport to win at the highest level, right? So at what point did you think that you were going to be able to play in any type of championship? I guess,
but I'm on ESPN.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I guess ESPN was, would have been the height, and I guess maybe had they actually won, maybe it wouldn't have brought up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they would have made it on that bitch next year, man. Wow.
So basically, niggas started digging into the history, learning that because Bishop Sycamore is supposed to be a person. That's what it's named after, and Bishop Sycamore is not a person. Like I said, ESPN says they didn't know that this wasn't a real school. Okay.
Everybody is to blame. I feel like again, even the schools that the actual teams that they played against were I like nobody called this out. Like somebody would have needed to call this out. There are so many. There's like semi-pro teams. Y'all couldn't have did the semi-pro teams, and them semi-pro teams. Like it's some serious shit, right? Like you couldn't have y'all. All right. I'm done talking about it.
But yeah,
It's never gonna make sense. It's never gonna make sense.
It's not. All right, let's move on to probably some other shit that really just don't make sense to me, but I thought it was funny. Dog the Bounty Hunter, right? Y'all know him, the white guy that acts like he's Indian. Anyway, so or Native American. Sorry, that was so dated. My bad. But okay, where he has like the feathers in his hair and shit. Like, but I don't know that. Okay, whatever. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, so he's getting married to another lady because if you didn't know, his wife Beth passed away already. So he's moving on and he's getting married to someone. And he had an interview with Entertainment Tonight. I don't know the black guy's fucking name on there, but he's so basically there is a social media post where his 22-year-old daughter, who's not invited to the wedding, accused her father of racism. And let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see what it actually says.
She believes she wasn't invited because of her involvement in the Unleashed TV project called The System.
The System? Oh, okay. Because it says that he used racial and homophobic like words and phrases to attack people that I guess were working on the show with her. And because I guess the show is supposed to be about like people supporting Black Lives Matter, and I guess he has some things to say about it. So I thought I had the fucking in the interview, but I don't. Okay, so let me see if I can.
I'm looking. I mean, like the actual like. You want to play the interview?
I just want to because I want to get his response right. Like, let me see.
He said, let's see. As hard, it's quoted, as hard as it is, and as heartbreaking as it is, we had to make a decision that was very difficult for us.
Talking about Bonnie not being invited to the wedding. Okay, here. Okay, so he basically is like asking, like, so he asked about like dog saying the N-word. And I guess he said it like a bunch of times. It was supposed to be over a long ass time ago, but he was referring to his son's Tucker's partner. It says partner, so I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but whatever. And the conversation leaked. This was in 2007. So if you guys are like super heavy Dog the Bounty Hunter watchers, in 2007 it ended up pausing production. But he apologized and they started doing it again. But he's quoted to say, "I've never been a racist. I'm 33.5% Apache." When white people be saying that, I'm very weary of things like that. Like, but okay.
Like, you say that to say what?
Right. To tell you that he's not racist. Okay. But because of over 15 years ago, I have this Achilles heel because I used the wrong word. He said, I thought I had a pass in the black tribe to use it. Kind of like Eminem.
When did Eminem get that pass?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Also, can somebody tell me, or like, is it a physical pass? Like, is it like a vaccine card? Can somebody show me?
Like, can I whip it out? Like,
right, like,
and like, am I supposed to get like 5 of them so I can pass them out to people that are 33.5% not white? Like, I'm just trying to understand because like I haven't received mine yet, and there is like a white person that I would like to give one to. That is very dear to my heart. Okay, but listen, to go even further, because the reporter says but who gave you the pass? And he discussed a time that in 1979, oh no, he got released in 1979, but he was in prison on first-degree murder charges. He said after spending that time, 18 months in Texas, it was probably, I'm quoting him, it was probably 3/4 from the Black tribe. So he got 3/4 of his pass to say the N-word. Why I say N-word? Like I can't say it. Like.
What is a Black tribe? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is a Black tribe?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I'm not really
sure. What that
sure.
is.
Like,
I don't. It's not making any sense to me.
I don't know. A group of Black people. I don't know. So he said. Okay, it was probably 3/4 from the Black tribe. So that word we use back and forth as maybe a compliment. So he said my pass expired for using it, but no one told me that.
So there's an expiration.
I don't. If you're not gonna get it restamped within 5 years, you can't use it no more. Like,
I don't know what's happening. Because it happened in 2007.
So he got it in 79 on his release.
That's when he got the pass.
Well, I'm assuming because when he was in jail, they were just letting him use it. So then when he got out, when he left, when he was like, "Hey guys, I'm getting out," they were like, "Hold on," and they handed it to him.
Make sure you take this and make sure that you carry it in your wallet at all times.
Keep it in your wallet. Keep it in your wallet. Okay, so maybe I just did the calculations from between 2007 and 1979. That's 28 years. Do passes to say the N-word last 28 years? It seems like if you have anything for 28 years, you should know it's expired.
I mean, my thing is, I just still feel like it's an imaginary thing. Like I've never seen one. I'm Black as hell. I am a nigga. I myself has never in my life saw a Black card pass or an N-word pass. Like
I've never seen it. And like I said, I feel like we should at least get 5.
At least.
Maybe I'll never give it to anybody. But if they're to be had, I feel like every Black person should have at least 5.
That's what I'm saying. Like at birth. You get them at birth.
Yeah.
Like they
give you your social security number and they give you a sheet that you can like punch out your 5 Black nigga cards.
These folks, man. Whatever.
Is it the same as is it different than it has to be different than a Black card. So we got our social security card, I can say nigga, and then our Black cards when we were born.
Yeah.
These are all of our forms of identification. Okay, cool. So he said his pass expired for using it, but no one explained that to him. So that is the reason why.
Because there wasn't like a sit down. There wasn't like he didn't
person coming to your door with like a suitcase,
like HR.
Renew it.
Like HR didn't come and be like, "Hey, okay."
Toby didn't come in like, hey, I got some paperwork for you to sign.
You're gonna have to sign this.
Yeah, in order for you to continue to use this.
I cannot.
Where are my 5 cards at though? Like, where are my 5
somebody
nigga
please
cards?
give me? Yeah, I mean, you could give me my nigga cards. I'm definitely not giving them to anybody.
I feel like I'll just like let them like just expire.
Like and that part I still don't understand. Like, at what point will they expire? Do they expire after you haven't given them out for, like, if you turn like 25 and you still got all 5? Like, are they expired then? Like, at what point
they start to like slowly expire?
Are you supposed to give one out per decade? Maybe.
Do I have to give them out though? Like, that's the real question. Like,
No, I don't think you have to.
I don't feel like I have to. I shouldn't have to. I'm keeping my nigga cards.
I'm like, what do I get in exchange for giving you a nigga card?
Exactly. The fact that you can say that to me now, like that's not nothing for me. That's like, what am I getting out of that? But feeling weird that you just said the N-word and I didn't punch you, like
dead in your face, like, bro.
That's so guys, check on your 33.5% Native American friends, check on your 75% white friends, and just make sure that they've updated all of their information. You want to make sure they have their vaccine card, and you want to make sure they got their nigga cards. So
that's it.
All the identification. Okay, guys, finally. Amazon. Okay, so listen. Amazon thinks that the problem in them getting people is that they're drug testing for too much stuff. Not the fact that drivers are saying that they don't have brakes and they have to piss in water bottles. And the people in the warehouse say that there's like not sufficient ventilation. And
it's like literally a sweatshop in there. Like none of that.
It's not that. They feel like they are being unfair to people that partake in the smoking of marijuana. So their answer to the delivery driver shortage is like, fine, we'll let you fucking high motherfuckers deliver this shit. I just don't know that that's what the problem is. Not saying that you should listen. I am the first person behind the fucking banner and sign when it comes to like decriminalize marijuana. Like, I don't think that people should test for it unless somebody is being hella weird on fucking duty. Like, if you're on duty and you're being hella weird and you like don't know how to handle your shit, then like you need to get the fuck up out of here, regardless of what drug it is, right?
I feel like that's how even with all the drugs, like I think that should be the stipulation behind testing for drugs, because again, weed stays in your system for so long. Something like cocaine, it's gone in a day or two or whatever. So
if you're being weird,
it's a waste of money.
If you're itchy and scratchy on duty, then I think that's when you should get drug tested. Absolutely. I absolutely 100%. I feel like if you can pass a physical interview, because you can fucking tell when people are on drugs. And if you can sit in front of somebody and have an interview and you feel confident enough to continue the process, I don't really see what the point of the drug test is, unless they do something on the job.
Right.
Okay. So Amazon is going to be recruiting pot smokers now. Apparently, they're saying that screening for marijuana cuts their prospective worker pool by 30%, which is significant. That's a nice little chunk of people. I mean, because you definitely, I'm sorry, guys. What were we saying? What were we saying on your show?
What? Being like
drug judgy.
Right. Shaming.
Yes, I'm sorry to shame it, but like niggas that be on opiates and amphetamines, those are the motherfuckers you don't want in your fucking place of work, not behind your fucking wheels. I said it. I'm whatever. I'm meth shaming. Okay,
nigga, shit on top of it being a safety issue, like shit gonna come up missing. It's gonna be people that's just not getting their shit, like, because I have a habit and I need to feed that habit. So
right. Or a Vitamix blender. I want that.
Right. Ooh, let's see what's in this box.
Right. Nope, none of that. So, okay. So they're saying that they'll be able to boost their applicants by as much as 400%. That seems crazy, but okay. Because that is possibly true, that like it'll encourage people to do it, because it seems like a chill job that you just driving around all day. But they didn't really explain where they came up with 400%. That's why that seems crazy to me, but whatever.
That is a big number, but
they're saying that most people fail drug tests because of marijuana, and so now they're only going to be testing for the opiates and the amphetamines. Other people are also are continuing to screen applicants just because like they're in a state where it's not legal yet, and so there's an insurance like liability there where like if somebody does have marijuana in their system and like something happens, you know what I'm saying? So
Which makes sense.
which does make sense because they also worry about like people like hitting the weed before they hop in the truck or whatever.
They doing that shit anyway. So
I was just gonna say, as long as you can handle your shit, I don't care. Just give me my shit. Just bring me my package. I
please,
don't care.
please,
I don't
please
care.
don't deliver to
I
the
don't care.
wrong place.
I don't care about any of that.
I'll just be wanting
All
the
I
shit that I
care,
ordered.
just to my door. I don't want to have to like go ask my neighbors. So as long I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You could have all the joints, bro. Just get my shit when it's supposed to be there, and just
Right.
make sure it's like right on my door. Like
And
just
just be glad that this is one thing that you don't have to worry about. Like, just deliver my shit, and as soon as you get home or on your way home, nigga, do whatever you gotta do. Like,
do whatever you gotta do. But okay, so they're saying like if one of my drivers crashed and it kills someone, test positive for marijuana, that's my problem, not Amazon's, right? Like, okay, I guess I can understand that.
So I think it's like they're leaving discretion to their actual partners or whatever. But is that how it read to you?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. But generally, they're going to be trying to push to not do it at all. They do actually. Amazon is a company that lobbies to legalize marijuana, or they at least have been in this past year or so. So I don't know. I'm sure that I'm assuming that they'll start to try to encourage their delivery partners to not test for it as well. So I don't really care, y'all. Just don't be like stilly. Don't be stilly and like just deliver it. Like
I wonder if I can work for Bishop Sycamore.
Honestly, like
what could I do?
I feel like I'm trying to write the school newspaper. Like I'm trying to be editor in chief. Like
what are their? I'm sorry.
I'm about to change my Twitter name right now.
I'm gonna ask one last question because I know we at the end of this. But I'm gonna ask one last.
No, you're fine.
What are their girlfriends and wives saying? Because these niggas is grown out here playing football.
High school football. High school. They're playing against high schoolers.
Could you imagine security like, babe, I'm on this team, blah blah blah, and you go to the game and they're playing for a high school that you're familiar with? Like, how would you feel about that? And then they get blew out, and then you're like, babe, y'all were playing high school kids. I just
the person you was matched up against was 16.
Like
what are you saying now? Now that it's done all this, and he's like, baby, I'm about to be on ESPN, and you call your grandma over and everybody over watching the TV, and you lose the high schoolers.
I'm baffled. So
yeah, I'm gonna see. I mean, people are quitting Bishop Sycamore, so maybe there's some job openings. So
I'm gonna reach out. All
right, well, that's it. It's time for the one up for the week. So fucking funny because I don't fucking have one. I was like, damn, I don't know, but I'm just gonna say, what am I gonna say? Man, don't hold stuff in. I had like a crazy fucking week, like really like trying to like not tell people that I was fucking drowning in my life. And don't do that probably. Because like I was like making myself sick and all that. So don't do that. It's not fucking worth it. That's probably all I got. What you got?
I just had it and it left me. One up for the week. Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Do not be afraid to chase your dreams. If it's something that is burning in your heart and your soul to do, plan for it and execute it. You can
That's a
do
good
it.
one.
You like you definitely can do it. It may take some time. There definitely will be some setbacks, but if this is your passion and this is something that you're good at and it makes you happy, please pursue it. Do it. These last 2 years have shown us that the world can change literally overnight. And every moment that we're living, even though we're dealing with so much bullshit, there's just so many things going on in our personal lives, and we're battling, depression and anxiety, and everything is heightened, and just because of everything that's going on in the world, we have to make sure that we take the things that make us happy and live them out. So please,
100%.
as long as it's not hurting anybody else, or you know what I'm saying, shit like that, y'all know what I'm saying. Live your dreams. Do that shit you wanted to do. Take that trip, start that business, go to the damn nude beach. Do anything, do whatever it is your heart desires in this moment, because this time is all that we have.
True shit. That's good. I like it. Autumn, please tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Autumn The Aries. That is where I am the most. And everything else about my podcast, about Podcast Happy Hour, all of my social handles, videos, whatever, at www.litlifepodcast.com.
We love it. I need to change my show notes now that you got that changed.
Yeah, I've been like changing mine. Like, I know it's still some out there that don't say it. So
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on here last minute. This was great. Bishop Sycamore. I'm telling you, I was like, oh shit. Like,
I gotta
it's
figure
gotta
out
be
what position. I'm gonna figure out a position. Maybe I could play football.
maybe I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna name my newspaper because I'm editor in chief. So
All right, I'm gonna be since I actually play offensive guard. Maybe, do I want to be a guard or do I want to be a tackle? I played both. I mean, I played both
they
sides of the
need.
ball. That's the shit they was doing. So
I think they need a coach though.
I think I just want to play though. Fuck it.
Okay.
I don't know if I really want to coach.
Okay. I can dig it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, while we figure out what our new careers are going to be, we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.